So I pulled the snap ring or the grease cap off, and the snap ring was just laying in it. They put the old snap ring back on just recently. The wheel bearings were serviced by Toyota. You see the axles pulled in there. The snap ring was just, I checked the old one, it measured out, it's the factory original. Should never be reused. It's way too thin for this too. You can see by the marks it's been getting beat on, and it was just popped off laying on there. You can also see this hub has been beat on. Guys beat on them to get these cone washers to pop out. That's an improper procedure. Somebody on this one took a chisel and stuck it in there and beat on it to get it to pry out, and they did it in multiple spots, so you can't get this to seal now. So we've actually got a damaged hub from that. I mean, I can file and pound on them, but there's only so much I can do. The hub flanges definitely are shot. I don't think they're any good. You see, they just bent this thing all up. It's going to kind of set it off center. These cone washers are to center it, and now this hole that it's going into is not centered, but you also don't have a flat surface between the hub flange and the hub, wheel hub, which has a gasket to give you a watertight seal. And this is an off-road vehicle. I mean, that's what these guys like to take them through water. You know, you don't want water getting in your bearings. And they can do that. That's why you want to keep a nice tight seal in there. So I'm gonna get these off of there. The proper way to do it is just how the manual tells you. Manual also says don't reuse that snap ring, so they obviously don't use a manual. But you use a brass towel and you pound them. I'm gonna also pull in there. She's coming off already. Man, that is just so loose. Look at that. That's the bearings loose, right? That is the darndest thing I've ever seen. I mean, this ain't a mechanic that worked on this one. I can tell you that. A mechanic would know better than to leave bearings so loose. This is dangerous. It's destroyed, for sure. It's destroyed the rotor. That we know. They beat this to death. It ain't gonna be much good. I just want to get it tightened up. See if the wheel speed sensors are still giving me a code, because the hub flopping around in there is throwing the wheel speed sensors off. It may have damaged them. Maybe hitting on it. That gasket wasn't replaced. I didn't tear that up, that's for sure. They even put an old leaky gasket back in there. God, these guys, look at that, look at that. It's just falling off of there. They didn't lock it. They used the old one too. That's all worn out of there, the tooth. That is the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh, shit. Well, I've seen some pictures of worse where they burned them up. Look at that. As I push it in, it's rubbing against something metal to metal. I'm not going to be able to just tighten this up. I'm going to have to take the caliper off. Man, I'm not even going to be able to... I was going to just hope to do a quick test. Look at this, man. This was just serviced. And the bearings are just falling off of there. I've never seen it that bad. I've seen some bad wheel bearing jobs, but this is too much. Oh, these guys, they are destroying these vehicles. I have a passion for them. I don't like seeing this kind of thing. Look at that. Ah, jeez. See, even if I tighten it up, we got something metal to metal. It's probably that sealing backwards on the backside rubbing up against the steering knuckle. I guess I could get a test drive in with it like that. It'd be a little noisy. I'm just going to go around the block. Oh, this is going to have to be totally rebuilt. What a mess.